first item is approve our minutes from February 3rd. Do we have any corrections to the minutes this morning?
I didn't see anything.
No corrections.
Motion to approve.
All right.
Second.
Motion carries 3-0 on the minutes. Next item is the Town of Kirkland, the White City Tile discussion, the Charles McClamrock watershed. If you could take us through that, please, Mr.
We've had the
Surveyor.
town reach out to us. I think they went through you perhaps. It appears that they're here today to discuss issues with the Clam Rock and if you, or actually the White City. So if you'd care to come up.
I'm Melinda Job, Kirkland Town Council President, and I have with me Tara Walker, our clerk, Billy Walker, our town superintendent, and Maureen with Commonwealth Engineering today. I just wanted to let you know that we've contacted Dan Sheets in November. We talked to Jordan a couple times in December by emails, just hoping to get some answers with our county drain in Kirkland. We have documents, Billy has those with him, pictures that are documenting 24 and 25, and 25 was the worst flooding that we've had. And that's why we just wanted to come here today to try to get some answers and get some help for the town of Kirkland. I'm gonna let Billy speak with his photos and stuff.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
I am Billy Walker, Superintendent for the Town of Kirkland. I have a packet of photos, if anybody would like to
Thank you, sir.
take a look. Those photos were supplied by the owner of the Capstone Trailer Park, which is one of the main issues that we're dealing with. Capstone Trailer Park and the Sunshine Manor Apartments are located in the same area on the east side of town. And in those areas, I have had my drains cleaned, cameraed, and everything is good in that area. It's where it flows to. Somewhere there is a restriction, and we believe that it ties into the county tile somewhere in that area. And we would like to, and I know we have issues of our own to take care of, but this one is more than likely a county issue with their receiving tile. There is a picture in there that shows the outlet to the McClamrock ditch, or whatever ditch that it outflows to, that it is barely flowing. And this was during the heavy rain periods when everything else was flooded. So the ratio of water coming out is no indication of what is actually pooled on the ground.
Surveyor?
I've not seen the photos. Let you guys finish up and then I can take a look at them. We don't know a lot about the white tile when it comes down Adams Street. We've never found it there. And give me a few minutes to look through your photos.
Oh, you're fine. Fine, take your time. Like I said, those photos were supplied by Jeff Dennis, the owner of the Capstone property. I have photos myself, but they came out black and white, so I'm using his. His look a lot better.
This June 14th, 25, was that the date of the storm?
Yes. And those pictures show the last two major rainfall events in the area. I've been with the town of Kirkland going on 11 years. And year after year after year, it just continually gets worse and worse and worse. When I first came, we would have a large rain event. 24 hours after it stopped raining, everything would drain and be good. And it's just continually gotten worse, and this time, there's a picture in there that shows a retention pond 27 days later, still water in it, so.
On the detention pond, I have been in contact with the owner. And we do not regulate, well, we make sure the pond is clear, but we don't maintain maintenance. He has a private outlet that runs through a group of trees that goes over to Adams Street. We think there
Well,
may be an
it,
issue there.
the retention pond, the drains on, East Monroe, which is where, Capstone is located, those drains run into, the retention pond, everything all runs together and then comes over to Adams Street. Everything
There's a
comes into
catch
one
basin right
central
there.
location and then from there goes out. I've had everything around Capstone, the apartments, I've had everything jetted, clean, cameraed. It's where it goes away is where we end up with the
So
issue.
you have looked at the line going from the catch basin up to the detention pond? He did not tell me that. Do you have any idea where that tile is out there? We've got two old maps and none of them we've been able to verify.
I have no idea where the county tiles
I was
are
hoping
located.
during the,
I have the same map that you do.
Yeah,
The only thing that I would suggest is possibly going at the outfall and following it back into town. They do make camera units with locators. That'd be about the best way that I would even.
yeah, I think we've got a riser at the Elizaville Road there on that tile. And you were at the outlet for the white that's shown on that map there right behind you.
We are, this one here is,
That's the white.
yeah, that's the white, but yeah, this is the one where we're having the issues.
Okay, but you were at that other outlet location at the creek.
Well, the owner of Capstone was the one that was at the creek, and he's the one that took the pictures of the outflow.
Okay, because I want to be sure he's at the correct location, because we've got two down there. We do have, that's brand new pipe from the outlet up to Lizaville Road, then it goes across that field. We do have one or two points on it out there from repairs, and then we lose it basically up there behind Illinois Street, I think it is, out in that field somewhere.
Yeah, I believe in this area here,
Yeah.
okay?
Do you know what goes on right there? I noticed last summer when we were out looking at this issue, there was a lot of work had been dug right in that corner where things have been dug out, and there are 3 or 4 pipes that come together there.
Yeah, the town has some storm drain, tile that collects into this, corner. And then there's a tile that goes out. It's a slow flowing tile, which would be ours. But it was made multiple years ago. A fella in town informed me that they made the swell to where it would be some type of retention, and then it's a slow moving tile out to where it would connect to yours.
So none of those tiles are ours. That's just what I was wondering about.
In that corner, in this corner, no, none of these tiles belong to, that's visible, none belong to the
Okay.
county.
Do you have an idea which one might go to the county, or do they all just
The
pool there?
one that we have an issue with is one that runs west, and it's possible that it may tie into this one. I'm not real sure.
Okay.
I haven't done a whole lot of exploration in this area, but I do know there's one that comes into it that I installed from the alley down into the corner, and then there's another one that catches a couple of other places here. but the one that goes out was installed long before I came. And I know there's some issues with some tree roots in that, which makes that a slow drain issue, and it's also a little small for what it needs.
Yeah, because I thought those tiles, looking at them, were all a little bit on the small side, but I didn't understand how they worked up there.
Yeah.
But
That's
probably-
that's how that corner there works, and I'm assuming, that it would tie into this, the bell tile, I believe that's the name, yeah.
Yeah, we have found the bell tile and tracked it, and it is very small. It's like a 6-inch tile. And it likely stays close to that size all the way to the drain, out by the highway.
Which might be something to consider upsizing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any kind of reconstruction, things like that. We get into a little problem with this particular watershed because it's a joint watershed with Boone County. Boone County, we've talked to them a few times about raising the assessment. They want to convene a full joint drainage board, which isn't a big problem. However, we do have acreages. We pretty much split this watershed in half, 1,845 for Clinton County, 1,911 for Boone County. So they may not be too great on rebuilding something just for the town of Kirkland. Have there been any forward movement on grants for a storm drain system?
We are in the process of gathering information, and applying for a stormwater grant. We have other issues around town, and we are, putting together, the application for the planning grant to come in, go through our system, see what we're lacking, where we need to upsize and new drains and all that. So we're doing everything we can on our side that's feasible for the town of Kirkland.
Yeah, what I was getting at is there are grant opportunities where the county could perhaps partner to some degree. But we may have to separate it out in order to placate Boone County. 'Cause we're pouring a lot of, basically, Kirkland takes all the money in this account that we get in. Currently, we have a balance of $1,400, and that was due to the draw we had last fall. It's now up. It was in the negative running, but that's all that money that's been spent basically for the town of Kirkland, looking at things and repairing tiles to the west of town. We get a couple of tile holes in Boone County every couple of years.
Well, I know, several months ago, you had, someone, a camera, investigating some areas in this.
Yeah, we had Poole doing that
Yeah,
work.
you had Brian Poole, working in this area. I spoke to him while he was there, but I have yet to, see what was.
I'm
come
not
up
sure
with.
we've got anything back from him yet. We'll have to check into that again. I know there was the, one thing that we were a little excited about. We have looked for the white tile there right at the end of Monroe and Adams, where it goes from grass to field right there. We've dug across there looking for the white tile. We did not find it. Several hundred feet, you may remember that. Damon Ryder Nauer did that several years ago. But recently, the survey crew for the Monon did find a riser back at the railroad track.
Okay,
So
which
we-
would be in this location here?
Yeah, right up there.
Okay,
So we do have a contractor that's been assigned to go out, find that riser, and see if he can track it back to town.
okay,
And we'll continue that process. We don't know where, it was apparently rerouted when the apartments were built.
okay,
And we don't have a record of where it went.
okay, because this map shows, that it goes right through the center of the parking lot there at the apartments.
Yeah. But we think, after reading some of the notes, it may have been rerouted. But we don't know where. Like I say, we have yet to find it. We've also dug up behind that the houses with the blue roof. We've done some digging up there also and did not find it. But we will start again looking for it. Like I said, we only got $1,400 to work with right now. And to get this to a point where we could do some serious work, we will need to convene a drainage board. joint drainage board with Boone County and see if they're willing to understand what our issue is in Kirkland and how much willing they are to participate with that going forward with the rates.
So is that their full drainage board?
Yeah.
So then,
Well, it wouldn't be their full drainage board. We would have a joint drainage board with two members
Two or
from
three,
this group, or one, I don't know how that would form. We'd have to look at that.
yeah, that was my question, is how, it can't be one and one.
Right. And we'd
So
have to have a
it's-
third, probably somebody not living in the watershed for a tie vote.
Okay. Well, it's probably worth exploring, I would
Yeah.
assume. 'Cause it sounds like it's gonna go to that.
But ideally, if we could get a grant process of some sort, we could establish a whole new drain, leaving Boone County out of it, and not have to go that route. But I don't know how quickly that could happen either. But if the board would like to look into having a joint drainage board to raise the assessments with Boone County, we can do that.
I think that's gonna be a quicker path.
Okay.
Unless someone from Kirkland tells me differently. They believe this grant's gonna happen soon.
We've been denied twice for a planning grant. Today at 1, we meet with Jerry White with Okra to go over our scoring sheet for the second one that was denied. In the meantime, our grant administrator, Amy Miller, retired, and so we've hired NCRPC, Stephen Ray, to try for a third round. Maureen is a part of this here, and,
Tara,
the-
I gotta have you go to the
oh,
microphone,
I'm so
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
all the rest of the town's online watching. They
I'm
wanna hear you
sorry.
talk.
I'm sorry. What, you guys actually have people that watch yours?
We'll find out.
Yeah, Maureen is here with us because, as part of the, engineering team, she's interested to see how, they can try to help strengthen our Okra application. As you know, Kirkland is a small town, and we can't afford just to pay outright for a planning grant. So we need, for a planning grant. So we need, this grant to help us do that. And we have the match, but as the clerk treasurer also, if the county is contributing to our issues, I see it as my job as the clerk treasurer to be a good steward of our funds, and I cannot see myself wanting to write a check to even fix something or even explore something that is not ours. That's our residents' $5 stormwater fee that takes a long time to build up. We understand that we have our own responsibilities to figure out, but if the county drain is contributing to these issues, I don't believe that Kirkland should have to pay for that, the Kirkland residents ultimately.
Well, they're
So,
also paying into the county stormwater fund, or not stormwater fund, but that watershed fund.
okay,
So there is some money, like I said, we have $1,400 to work with right now. That doesn't go very far, as I'm sure you know.
I very well
You
know.
Talk to your grant people. Frankfurt worked with Okra on our detention ponds. They partnered with Frankfurt and Clinton County. Is that something you've looked into?
We've got a great, so I'm with Maureen Hayden with Commonwealth Engineering. We have a deep and rich history working with Okra on many projects, including stormwater projects. As you said, as Mindy and Tara said, they've already applied twice before for Okra, and working with a very good grant administrator, a very accomplished grant administrator. We're going in for a third time now. It's scored, and we don't see an easy way to boost the score for the town of Kirkland. The other issue is Okra is limited funds, as you probably know. Every funding agency has limited funds.
Yeah, we've been turned
They're-
down 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, they're reducing the number of rounds, You used to be able to go in 4 times a year for a planning grant. They're reducing it to 3. And I think late last year, there were no planning grants at all offered by Okra, like in the 4th round or something. Our concern, I think, is timing. They won't be able to go in for an Okra planning grant until, I think, June. And then it takes time for Okra to assess that, and if they get turned down again, again, as you say, you could go in 5 or 6 times. And at what point do you think, you're just beating your head against the wall? So what we as an engineering firm would like to advocate is is for a stormwater study to be paid for, and just skip the Okra planning process altogether, so that we can get a study together, we can identify the actual issues, and then we can submit for an Okra stormwater construction grant, which is where the real money is, as you know. It's up to $750,000. So that, the town doesn't feel like at this point that they can afford to make that step. I know that you said the county has limited funds, but I think part of our request is, would the county consider just paying for the stormwater study to identify the issues? We could use that study then to go in for the Okra stormwater construction grant. It would accelerate the time frame. As you know, Okra is a slow process to work through. Every federal or state funding agency takes time, as you know. So I'm not sure if I've contributed.
Well, that
or answered your
actually,
question.
I was wondering if you've reached out to the county. The watershed will not be able to participate in that because we can only do maintenance with this money unless they go through the process of a reconstruction, which is where we're going to drag Boone County in there with us
Right.
for that. But I don't know, this would be something for the commissioners who sit here as the drainage board, if there's any money available to help with the stormwater study.
How much is it?
Yeah, what kind of money are we talking?
It would depend on the extent of the study. So I'm hesitant to say it could be $30,000 to $50,000, depending on how extensive the study is. If you just want to study this one area, or if the study would cover the town. So if you would let me get back to you with a number, I'm reluctant to say again, because are we talking about just studying this particular area, or would you be able to fund a study that takes into the whole town? So,
We would need the number to evaluate.
Yeah,
make a
absolutely,
decision,
absolutely.
right? And,
So-
but I would
so-
say we would listen to the conversation, yes.
yeah, so Okra generally, they'll contribute, I think, $30,000, and the town has to contribute an additional $5,000 or $6,000. So about $35,000 or $36,000 is typically what Okra would pay for a stormwater study. But again, if you could let me get back to you
Yeah.
to talk about whether you would consider funding a study for the entire town.
Yeah, if you grab one of our cards when you leave, send us an email.
Thank you,
um,
thanks.
And just
All right.
communicate that, and then
Thank you.
we can look into.
I mean, it would definitely
bargaining.
accelerate the process,
Hmm.
because as you know, it's just a slow process to go through the planning, and we always have hope, but we are feeling as discouraged as the town is about being able to access these stormwater planning grant funds. As your surveyor said, it takes multiple times.
If,
And they don't just, I mean, it's based on a score.
if you did this planning, how much more confident are you that you would get awarded this different bucket of money?
Well,
available?
significantly. I can't speak to that. We don't make promises that we can't keep.
Yeah,
But they do have stormwater construction money, where Okra has seemed to have been limited is the planning grant studies. But they do indeed have stormwater construction money. As of now, things change, but I think that we could also get back to you on that, with a response on that, if that's all right with you.
okay. And what's the time frame of putting this together and applying? Of the stormwater plan? What is the time frame? Like, how soon do you need an answer from us in terms of the potential funding? Like, what are we working with?
I would need to check the Okra calendar.
Okay.
In terms of, if you can let me answer these questions in an
Yeah.
email, because I don't know the
Yeah, that's
calendar off
fine.
the top of my head
I think July,
Okay.
we have to submit the.
for the planning grant.
The planning
But he's
grant,
asking when the construction
I don't know that.
grant application would be due. So I'll get back to you
Okay.
if that's
It's
okay.
just helpful if we know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
how
know, what
quickly,
the
if
parameters
you've got
we're
a
working
day, a
with
week, a
are.
month, yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we can continue to do what we can with our $1,400. And
Yeah, I think that's the point, and Tara brings up, in terms of like being the steward for the town, well, we're in the same position as we're the stewards for all the watersheds. Well, this one only has 1,400, so we can't go and rob
Steal.
a different watershed to contribute there. That makes it very challenging. So then the only other option is to increase that fee for this watershed to accumulate some money to do larger projects, because, you know, $1,400 is not getting you very far. I mean, I think we all know that. I don't even know if we could get them to drop off the backhoe for $1,400.
So, yeah, if I can add, I mean, the town of Kirkland is being a good steward of their resources.
Oh, for sure.
They've
No, we-
invested in a wastewater project that we're doing right now for them. So we were able to get a significant amount of grant and low-interest loan money for the town of Kirkland to do a wastewater project that has been successful. But they had to invest some of their money as well. And I think that they're working through, you know, whether to, a stormwater rate study right now in terms of how much to increase their stormwater fee. So I just want to let you know that they're not just here putting their hand out to you. I think that they have invested in their resources as well, in their utilities.
Yeah, and I personally would not take it that way. I've seen firsthand their stewardship and investment, so I know that they're trying. We're all in the same pool in terms of how we operate, right? And in terms of, it'd be great if we had the money tree, but we don't, so we have to work with the resources we have available. But I mean, I'm open to the idea of the joint drainage board in terms of those fees probably need increased regardless, right?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I
we
think
could use
that's
to do that.
that's evident, because we keep draining it, and there's obviously maintenance that needs done. And regardless if a larger project happens that is beneficial to that drain for the town of Kirkland, it's still gonna have additional maintenance that has to happen within that watershed. So you know, it's kind of a two-pronged
I agree.
approach or problem that we're dealing with here, in my opinion.
Yep, I would agree.
And as for the town of Kirkland, we are doing everything possible, following every avenue to do what we need to do as a town to make sure that our residents get their money's worth. You know, everybody knows that prices go up. I mean, that's just a given. We've got storm rates that we are having studied now to see where they need to go up to meet current construction costs or needs or whatever. So we are diligently going forward and trying to do everything we possibly can to get to an end. But it's just a long process, and like Tara alluded to a while ago, I mean, we want the residents of the town of Kirkland to be responsible through the town to take care of our own, and not have to pay for anybody else's responsibilities. We will work jointly as, you know, as things go. But the town of Kirkland residents, you know, they're burdened with every rate increase that comes up. And we hit the same people every time, you know, whether it be the water, wastewater, stormwater, whatever. Same people. Kirkland's, you know, poised to grow, but we just haven't, you know, we haven't heard the gun go off to get started. So we're just waiting. But we are doing everything that we possibly can, traveling every avenue to get answers and remedies.
But I think one of the things that we do need to do, probably sooner than later, is see if we can locate this tile. Right? Like, I mean, that's kind of an essential piece to determine where it actually runs. What is that? Down Adams Street, right? Because we have a manhole there in the corner of the field, is that correct?
Not in that corner.
Not in that corner?
The one access we have is down on Elizaville Road. The other access we may have is there at the corner of Adams and, well, right there where it goes into the apartments. There's a structure there, but we're not sure if that is actually on the white tile or goes somewhere else. That's one of the things Brian Poole was supposed to be looking into.
Yeah, there's a structure right here in this corner that everything in this area flows to. And then I do know that there is a line from this structure going south. Now, where it goes, that's the one that Brian Poole was looking into.
Yeah,
And I haven't heard what he's,
yeah, we haven't either.
yeah.
And
I
we're
don't think
unsure
he's
on the
built it.
west side, right, where it leaves the farm field and enters into the town on the, what I would call right there at Illinois Street and Adams. Do we know it's right there?
We do not.
We do not. So it feels like that would probably be a good starting place to figure out. We know it's in the field, right?
Somewhere,
Somewhere. Now we need to figure out where it goes into
Goes
the
from there.
town
yeah.
and see what's happening.
Yeah, according to Dan earlier, they did find, earlier, a structure here. And then there's possibly, this one to align, but,
We had hoped last summer and into the fall, the fiber companies were working out there pretty heavily along Adams, so we'd been in contact with them, asking them if they saw a tile somewhere to let us know, but we've not heard anything from them. So I doubt if they were deep enough. I'm thinking that tile's got some depth to it, but I don't really know. And I will say that Billy's always been very helpful. We've been out there letting us look at his maps to figure out other problems in the town that we worked with, some businesses there we worked with. And we do have the lower one there, which I don't see a name on it, but the one in the south part of town, that one, we have that one mapped out pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, we've collected a lot of points on that one, mostly because we found, talking to several of the residents out there were risers out there that were put in that just nobody knows about. But now we have those mapped, but we've not had anybody come to us and tell us anything about Adams Street. And we've driven up and down it dozens of times, and I'm sure if there was a manhole there, Billy would know about it. We just haven't found anything.
So maybe we can utilize our $1,400 to work in that corner to figure out where it goes and the depth into town, because.
See who owns it, see if he's got an idea where the
Yeah,
tile
because-
is, but.
I mean, it's nice to find that structure and riser on the east side of the tile, but that doesn't help drain.
Yeah, it's not
everything.
downstream
You know, it's all
of
going
Adams
downstream,
Street.
like, we need to figure out what the problem is from,
Yeah, the reason I'd
mobile home
identified
park to
that
the
was,
west.
we'd been looking for that for 15 years.
But if this has been rerouted for some reason when they built the apartments, I mean, a known entry point would be here. And then, that would be a spot that would show the least resistance in trying to map.
It would show you that rerouting, but then it's still,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
still
but
gotta figure
also
it out through town right
Tracking that
there.
tile, it's easier to track from upstream to downstream than trying to force a rudder
Upstream,
upstream. That's why I was hoping we could get to that point where we see where it comes into that catch basin at that corner. Yeah, right there, yeah.
Yeah, right in here.
Yeah, that line's actually on the wrong side of the street to where the catch basin is. So that's kind of what we're trying to find out, is where that pipe may leave. That gives us a starting point to look for the tile along Adams Street. It could be in the middle of the street, it could be anywhere. But we'll continue to look for it. And we'll talk to, we could pull up the last guy that worked on that tile on the southern or the western side of the last street out of town, and into that field, see what his thoughts are, where he thinks it might go, to get a starting point to maybe dig instead of just starting across the guy's field and
Yeah. probably
digging
help.
randomly. We've reviewed the old photographs. There's no scour lines on the 62 that we can see, which is very disappointing, because often that makes it easier. The historical photographs, you can see where these tiles were installed. We can't see that on this particular tile. But we will continue to look for it. And the one, going back, if this would be up to the commissioners, would it help to have them partner with you on this grant, or, at some point to add strength to it?
We can ask the Okra staff person who's meeting with the town today. They generally just evaluate based on a score sheet that does not include any letters of support. But I don't think it would hurt.
You're right.
So we'll have we'll continue this conversation. That's okay.
Yeah, I'll be on that meeting today at 1, so I will double check with them today about if we could partner, if that would help our scoring at all. But I want to thank you guys for like taking all this time with us today and helping us. We want to partner if you guys will help us. We just want to help fix this for the residents of Kirkland, so.
Yeah, I think it would be great. I'm just not sure the McClamrock can partner, since it involves another county.
Okay.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it would behoove us to try to set up something with Boone County also.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we'll
it's-
do that for the assessment, to try to get the assessment up a little bit.
Yeah, so that's
Do that
one
now.
step, is working to increase the assessment so there's more funds available,
Yeah.
which allows more maintenance to be done. And then the second step would be
Okay.
getting the information to evaluate partnering on that cost. And then the third would be utilizing the funds we have now to start trying to locate where it actually runs in those unknown areas.
Yeah, we will get a spring draw. When do we normally get that? June, so we'll have a little more money in June. Depending on how the spring goes, the farmers, we will have to go out and fix those tiles. We'll give them some priority in the springtime to get them moving. But Boone County usually has one hole a year, maybe two.
Yeah.
Yep, thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next thing is
Tuck these
also
things, leave these
related to
back.
the White City tile. It's the Monon
Can
Trail tile crossing.
Email me copies of these. Okay,
Thank you. Yeah. so you need them.
thanks. Okay.
Good.
You've got my contacts, right? Email and all that.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
My name is Pete Rushi. I'm with Banning Engineering. We're here on behalf of Kirkland Main Street. We're also keeping the momentum rolling with the White City tile. And we're going to be putting a hopeful extension of the Monon Trail through Kirkland along the old railroad bed on the kind of the northeast side of town. And as part of this, we will be crossing over the approximate White City tile. We were actually, the survey crew that went out there and kind of we found some 8-inch PVC risers along part of one of the properties. I think it's actually a little bit south of what the GIS shows. And we've always said GIS stands for Get It Surveyed. So it's kind of nice to be able to kind of maybe actually kind of locate a point where that tile might be. So as you can see here, I think it's a little bit south shifted from what the line shows. And we've identified an 8-inch PVC riser on the north and the south edge of that. So we're going to be putting a paved trail over top of that. And so we were just here to ask for a utility encroachment permit just to be able to get that approved. And then we recognize the Kirkland Main Street would be responsible if there was any need to get up and dig that up and then replace it. They'd be responsible for replacing the trail over top of it. So, yeah. Any questions?
They're here just to ask for that request to place the asphalt pavement over the top of our right-of-way. I see no issue with that. We've done it in Colfax. Have had no problems. As long as they understand we may run a machine across it or something at some point, but I think they'd understand that.
Yep.
So is that riser going away?
No, we don't
Okay.
intend to change anything.
All right.
We're just gonna be paving, doing some grading and then paving over top through the railroad.
Okay.
And the Kirkland Main Street they purchased the land, so they own that land through there.
Okay.
One thing we would do, as we normally do under maintenance, same thing we've done with the other trails, we would clear some brush out on either side, so we kind of got an idea of where that pipe is at. Kind of make those risers more visible.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Any questions?
No.
Motion?
Done. Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion carries 3-0. Good to go.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Good working with you. Thanks for finding the risers.
Do you want to find the tile?
Yeah.
Next up is our open ditch cleanout projects.
This is a Little Potato Creek. And we got some photographs here. That's the project area. And here is Extreme Excavating. They will likely finish the job today. The cutting and burying is pretty much completed. There's still some burning going on. The dredging was taking place yesterday. They are now well east of 350, County Road 350. It's the one the airport's on. And they should be completed today, or very close to being done today. Now, the cleanup, things like that, but the machines themselves will be just about finished. This is looking at, by Clinton Prairie School, that's Potato Creek Substation there on the left, looking to the west, and then the other shot is looking back to the east. So that's all opened up and cleaned. We've had quite a few comments, people appreciating what we've done there, getting that opened up. Had an issue getting across the fiber line, failure on their part to respond, but I spent last Thursday on the phone calling numerous people, and we got somebody there about 3 o'clock Friday afternoon after I declared an emergency. So we have completed that one.
Looks great. I drive by it a couple times a week and it's changed the whole area. I mean, you
Okay.
can see to the school, through there now, it looks different.
Yeah, it looks a lot different. And I was surprised nobody's called to complain. We did get that on one we did last year.
I don't know what they can complain about.
Well, the trees were gone.
Wow.
Well, the mulberry trees.
Plant them in
anyway.
their yard.
Yeah. Mackenzie Rogers, this one's currently ongoing. The only part of it, we got the contractor here today. This has been dipped, looking there on that left side. That section has been dipped out, needs to be graded yet. Trees have been removed. Looking pretty good, and he's ready to go down to the, I guess it'll be from the north on down to the south there, where he's gonna finish up down around the, what is that, whatever road that is down there.
600?
Yeah, going around the interstate there and all the way up to the creek.
Yeah, it's 600.
Yeah. And the next one, Brush Creek. This is one that we talked about. We have our contractor here today. Extreme is now available to cut brush. This job has a tremendous amount of brush on it, so I don't know if you'd like to come up, talk to the board about your schedule.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I've never been here before, so excuse me.
Welcome.
I'm behind schedule due to, I was involved in a car crash back in November. I was actually in a tractor. I got rear-ended on 52, which put me in the urgent care, and then in and out of the hospital for doctor visits. I'm still doing physical therapy for it, so that's the reason for the big delay. I was scheduled to be started on this January 1, but just didn't work out. And then finally got the rental program going. I ended up just telling the doctor we're just gonna have to try to work around it, and had equipment delivered last week of January after that cold spell came through. And as you could see on the last one, I only got to dip about 2.5 hours worth, and had all kinds of codes coming up on the rental piece. So they were supposed to come out and fix it on site, and instead they just came and picked it up, and it's still, they told me today that they had to order a piece out of Canada, and it got railroaded at the border. Said it's supposed to be done today, but we know how that is. So that would be the reason for the delay. I will say that I know my abilities. I feel like I'm a lot more efficient than other contractors are. I'm very quick, but I do understand the urgency in needing to get this done. So if you reallocate it, I will respect your decision. All I ask is that I don't get judged on future projects. Unfortunately, Clinton County and Montgomery County are the only ones that allow outside contractors to come in and bid. So unfortunately, I actually only can dig for Clinton County, because Boone, Tippecanoe, and Tipton and Hamilton counties do not really allow outside contractors. So for future reference, I would like to be able to still bid on projects and kind of help my own community out. Been here my whole life, and I like to be able to see it done correctly. But I do understand the urgency in needing to get these done, and I apologize for the delay. Definitely was not anticipating it when I bid on these. But yeah, I respect it either way. I'm confident I can have it done by the end of March, which is still pushing it. I like to be done middle of March at the very latest, just because that's usually when the weather starts changing. Farmers, I'm a 5th generation farmer, I understand it. But, yeah, I just asked that if it is passed over, that future bids, I'm not, looked over because of it. I'm trying real hard to keep tax money going as far as it possibly can, and, that's why some of my bids are a little bit lower, is because I understand how tax dollars work. Your guys' job, I do not want it. So, yes, I should be started back on mine Wednesday, Thursday, tomorrow or Thursday is hopefully when the machine should be back. And then it'll only take probably about a week and a half to get mine done. But that other ditch is very large, so if you guys do reallocate it, I completely understand, and if not, then I hope to have it done by the end of March and graded out and ready to go, and, yeah, like I said, I just want to kind of explain why it wasn't due to procrastination or poor planning. It was definitely, I wasn't wanting to be in that situation at all, so.
So what's your recommendation, Mr. Surveyor?
Well, I'm communicating with my office here just a second. If he's got assurances he can get there, I'm okay with it. I just don't think at this point in time, middle of February, weather-dependent projects like this, I don't want to hold up our producers getting them into the field. You did say you had a crew lined up to cut trees on that project there?
Yes, larger trees, there's no reason why, I didn't anticipate the bid to be that low. I'm not really sure. I used the same algorithm as I did last time, but anyway, we're gonna chainsaw the larger trees and, probably sell them to Coomer's Sawmill to kind of help get rid of some of the larger ones.
All right,
That's
now,
what I'm
now,
burning too.
in regards to that, you will have to get signed permission from the landowners to do
Yes.
that and give that to us so that we have that on record.
Yes, yeah, I wasn't gonna do any of that until we were actually starting the site. But yes, I have guys that we're gonna come in and physically chainsaw the larger trees to kind of help quicken up the burning process and everything. But, Mr. Extreme's, Mr. Newcomb's equipment's, he's got more equipment, more manpower on hand, and he's done. So, that's what I said. I respect your decision either way.
One of the things I thought about is maybe going and having Newcomb do the cutting and piling, and then you could come back and do the dipping and the burning the brush.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work on the financial side.
Yeah, we'd
of
have
it.
to, one of the things I was looking for, I printed out some documents this morning, but they don't seem to be on the printer, so I'll have to figure out where that went, but that was the pricing. Off the top of my head, I think Newcomb was
He was in the mid-90s.
$90,000
Yeah.
for this same project. You know, it's kind of up to the board what you want to do. I just want to be sure we're done by planting.
Yeah,
Is
which
this
is why I
the
said, I mean,
Henry
he's-
Hagen project or the?
Yeah, Brush Creek, Henry
All right,
Hagen,
Brush
yeah.
Creek, Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the other one that's all pretty small brush. It really won't take.
Yeah,
that
it should
long
go
to do.
pretty quick.
No, I'll be done with it. I mean, I like to leave the spoils out to dry, so I'm not just making an absolute mess, but it should only take a week and a half to do that one, when this excavator comes back from the dealership.
And also, just on a side note, that won't affect any of our business with the board. We will not hold this against you.
No, well, like I said, I mean, I'm working real hard to try to get up there and kind of be your guys' go-to. I feel like I'm one of the only.
Yeah. And one of the
local
reasons
guys
we do use outside contractors, we didn't used to do that, but we kept getting behind, just like we were now.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to this work, because Extreme Excavating, Craig Newcomb and Jeff Redmond both have a couple of excavators with large cutting heads on them, and a
Yes.
couple more for dipping, and they're just really efficient at handling this brush.
I've talked to Craig myself. He's a fantastic guy. I've got nothing against him. This is actually what he specializes in. So I think when we did ditches, was it 3 years ago? At the time, he had 39,000 linear feet to do just in that fall. So he's a very large guy. I have nothing against him. But I'm trying to get up there. Hence why I keep my bids somewhere around his. It's just unfortunate for me that the local other community or other counties don't bid. So unfortunately, that's why I'm stuck renting, is
Yeah.
because I can't justify buying a $150,000-$200,000 excavator for $40,000 ditch job. I mean, I'm sure you understand that. I'm working that way, but, yeah, that's really all I asked, was just that, you know, this was an unfortunate event, and I do wanna see this get done, cause I hate when the ditch gets allocated to get done and it doesn't get done. So I'm not gonna, be
So-
upset either way, but
Okay.
you okay?
Let's have him, I would say, finish is it McKinsey Rogers? But we probably need to have someone else do that.
Okay.
Would be my personal thoughts, because it's just not gonna, with rain and weather, you're not gonna.
That's what worries
You're not
me
gonna
now.
get both
Yes.
of those done.
I correct.
I mean,
And he's
we've-
done.
We've had a pretty darn good winter for this to be done,
Mhm.
and so you're just not gonna get it in March. Like, that's just, it's not gonna happen. So
It'd
that
be
would be my
rare.
suggestion.
And all it takes is, one of those storms where we drop 4 inches of water in this area, and then we're toast for a month.
Exactly.
Right.
So I assume funding wise will be okay either direction for that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, unless there's a contrary opinion up here that'd rather do something different, I'm open, but that's my first thought.
Yeah, that's why I didn't
I'm
know
good
if,
with that.
if trying to team up on this, I just wasn't sure how that would go on your guys' end, because it's kind of like Mr. Newsom or Newcomb's not gonna take a
I think
pay
it's just
cut.
too complicated to do that.
Yes, I completely
We
agree.
just-
I feel like if
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Okay.
awarded to one or the other, it just needs to go to one or
Yeah.
the other personally. And
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
said, I understand it's an unfortunate circumstance, the set of events. That's why I came here today, was to just explain, I don't want you guys thinking that I bit off more than I could chew, because certainly not the case at all.
No, you couldn't have planned for November.
Yeah, November 14th, yeah, I was in my spreader on 52, and a guy in a Tesla was running 75, didn't even slow down. I mean, just drilled me, and I hit my head on the back glass, and I don't remember much before that or after that, so.
Okay, so.
I
let's,
agree with it also,
okay.
so.
Yeah, same here.
So motion.
Time is of the essence, so I'll make the motion that we move forward with it right away.
So we'll accept a different bid for the Brush Creek.
Yeah.
Surveyor's guidance on that one.
Yeah,
I don't remember what the amount was, so we'll have to.
I think it was 93, and I apologize. I printed that out. I'm not sure what happened to it.
In the 90s.
I can tell you right,
It's fine.
Okay.
You're-
I was about to say, I still have it pulled up.
Yeah.
'cause-
All right, it's $92,860.
And that's
So-
extreme?
Yes.
All right, so
That's
a motion
exactly.
to move forward with
With
extreme on the Brush Creek.
Bid of 92.
Second.
Whatever.
I printed that exact same
Motion
thing,
carries
but I don't know
3-0.
where it went.
Okay, thank you.
And I
Yep.
appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, like I said, I apologize, and,
Nothing to apologize for.
Yep.
Phil, in the next one, we'll, do it.
Get you the next one.
Yeah.
And hopefully John Deere is treating you right. I mean, that was a brand-new machine.
Yeah, it wasn't their fault. It's been over at Kokomo, they said, for the past 3 months, and something happened in one of the valve blocks. And so they didn't know it, they brought it back Thursday, ran it through the shop real quick, and then sent it out to me Friday, and, it was not, they didn't know it either, and they shipped it part out of Canada. They were supposed to have it done last Tuesday. And after I got the call from you, I jumped in the truck and took off, and that's when they told me that they
Wow.
had a piece come out of Canada, and because of all the tariffs and all
Yeah.
that stuff, it's been caught at the border. They said it was supposed to be here today, but I'm kind of just,
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
just waiting for the call that it's done or not done.
Okay, let's
Appreciate
move
it.
on here.
Thank you.
And Amos Paris Floyd. Mr. Ridenhour has this one. And on that map, there he is, working. He's down to just about that corner when I took that picture from the top. Let's see, where am I oriented here? Where's Kings Highway?
The east side of the right side.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. He's just about in the middle of your photograph, your map right there. He was just at that corner when I took that picture. So today, he ought to be nearing the other county road down there with completion. He's cutting and then dredging behind it, so it should be moving along. Then I believe after that, he's going to go to the Simmons Rogers and then back to the Pelling. So the Pelling, nothing's been done on the Pelling yet. And he should be going to that one, maybe the weather holds yet this week. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any business from the board?
None on my side.
I have none.
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.